Welcome to the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. I'm Heath, and it's time to get into the bite. All right, folks, welcome to the show. South Florida's premier resource for everything local fishing. We're going to go over what's biting, who's catching it, where it's being caught. We're also going to cover your future marine forecasts, moon phase, and tide charts. Everything you need to know to help keep you in the bite. All right, folks, we had a very nice weather weekend, tons of uploads of great catching. We had a good Wahoo bite, so we're going to get right into it, right? We're going to start with some inshore stuff, and we got a very interesting thing going on right here of someone who says this is Michael. He says he's had it with the snook. He wants a new challenge. So let's take a look-see here, right? It's not a derogatory thing. It's just he's being silly. But he's looking for a new challenge, wondering if he can find a place to catch speckled or spotted trout. Hello, how you doing? So obviously, with this being said, these little snooks are swimming around. They're eating. They're obviously eating pretty good. If you're getting bored with catching them, regardless, he's looking for places to go, and the advice is you got to go further south down to Biscayne Bay or into the Keys, and the trout are in the grass. There are a lot on the national park side, which would be in the Gulf of America for the Keys, and up north, Sebastian, you got to get into the grass. So Pedro gave him some advice, saying he's caught a few in near Hutchinson Island, what's called opposite Normandy Beach. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with that area. He's the expert up there. So yeah, nice snook, right? So snook are biting. That's a little bit of some inshore bite. Let's keep looking. Pedro is still on the pompano. He says they're almost out of luck, but I think it's just because he's doing population control on the pompano, something severely. And we'll keep on keeping on with the inshore bite. Let's see if there's anything else going on. Like I said, man, we had some great weather this weekend. Everybody was able to get out and have a little fun. Here we go. Inshore bite. Here's your spotted trout. This is Marlo Kennedy Aleva. Nice. It is a spotted trout. You can tell by that one tooth hanging out right there and the spots on the tail. So, yeah. Hey, Pedro. Thank you. Yeah, hit that like button. I appreciate it. Thank you. We need all the support we can get. Hello from Phoenix. Yes. Billy Bates Slammer Lure. Yeah. There you go. Smart move. That's the best thing you can do is order that. There's also the sort of aftermarket version by Boone called the Turbo Hammer. So yeah, that's a little secret. It's a little cheaper. Back to our inshore bite. So let's see, what else do we got on the inshore? Here we go. This is Nico. Okay, if you do not know what this is called a guitar fish. He caught that, and I, made a little joke. It's a bait stealer. So, hey Sergio, how we doing? Yeah, guitar fish, right? It's a bait stealer. He said, hey, it's better than a pinfish. Yeah, you got me on that one. But he did end up with a nice inshore yellow jack. This is also Nico. So, he went home with some dinner, and he, let's see, what did he do? He showed me something here, I believe. Wait a minute. There we go. Cut it up. Good eats right there. The yellow jack. Yes. Get that and a trumpet, and you have a band. Yeah. All right. What else? Here we go. I think that's it for inshore. Here we go. The jacks are biting. I actually have a guy that I work with. He went down to the Keys, and they were lacing into black grouper and the jacks. Grouper's still out of season till May 1st. But the Jack Crevells, and this is a solid Jack Crevel too, right here. This is one of the big boys. They're running around. So, inshore, very easy pickings. If you're not too into it, they do go well on the smoker. You got to smoke them up and brine them real good. Otherwise, they can be kind of fishy. They can be strong, but some people like that stuff. All right. So now we're going to head out a little further onto the reefs and see what we got, right? This is from Chris. Chris went out and he got himself a nice little reef buffet of stuff. We got some porgies. We got some mangoes. There's something back there. I can't tell if that's a blue runner. But it looks like you got a load of mangrove snappers and a couple of porgies going on. Nice little reef buffet, right? Cannot complain about that. Got a couple of little cervecitas going on there. You know, good to go. Keep on keeping on with the reef report. Let's see. So we sorry, where do we go? Here we go. Randy, the mutton snapper. So the mutton snapper there, of course, right, folks? The muttons, the yellowtails, the mangroves, all the snappers are kind of starting to chew again as we head into spring. It's a little tough trolling right now. It's hit or miss, but you know, the reef is coming to life. Nice mutton right here by Randy. That's a pink one, so I'm going to say that's a little bit offshore, especially looking where they're at. You know, little trivia about mutton snappers. If they're green, those are more of the inshore ones, the shallow patch reef type ones. The pink lit up ones are the deeper ones. All right, so and I got quite a few amberjack pictures to show off. This is Neil Link with PalmBeachCharters.net out of Palm Beach Inlet. So if you are in the Palm Beach area and you need a charter boat captain, you're looking for a charter, get a hold of Neil Link. It's PalmBeachCharters.net, or you can get a hold of me and I can put you directly in touch with him. Just curious. Just come onto your chat, but I was curious about something. Are they going to close bottom fishing for 3 months this year? I have heard that. Man, I've heard there's a couple of other YouTube channels talking about this closure. It's been proposed by NOAA, right? So it's interesting. NOAA is typically federal waters, and that's not deep. They would actually have to get state, which would be FWC, to agree with this closure. I'm not sure. I've heard it's a little bit further up north. It is not South Florida that's this closure would pertain to, but I'm really not sure. I haven't really done much research because it's something that I'm just praying and hoping that it doesn't happen. I mean, that would be insane because, you know, you have a very large, thank you, Joseph. I hope you're well. Hey, I'm trying. I got out, actually, I went out this past Sunday. I kind of just getting the boat back in shape, you know, getting out the kinks are a little rusty. We managed to catch a nice skipjack. We trolled the reef looking for a wahoo or a kingfish, and then nothing really happened. So I headed out to go look for a golden tilefish, which I also bombed out on, but we caught a skipjack on the way. I saw a weird chase. The Coast Guard seemed to be chasing this guy down. I don't know what the world was going on, but as we were rolling right by them, like 50 yards away, we hooked up with this fish. So it was it was a little bit of everything happening at the same time. Anyway, yeah, closure. I just hope it doesn't happen. Back to the point. If it does happen, it would be insane because you have a massive fleet of reef fishing commercial fishermen. So to shut down recreational at that point, to somehow say that recreational people are the issue when it comes to sustainability versus the commercial fishermen on the reef. I can't see, you know, I'm just not sure, you know, I'm sure if that happened, that would be something that might actually end up in court. But you know, it's a bureaucracy you'd be fighting at that point, which is the lost cause. Anyway, Amberjack, right? Neil Link, PalmBeachCharters.net. Back to the point. Thank you. Yes, you make a very important point, Joseph. Thank you for bringing that up. All right, Daniel McLean. They went out and 15 yellowtails and 15 amberjack and 3 yellowtails. So they were obviously on the amberjack. The reef donkeys are biting. They're hot right now. So if you if you're looking to get in on that, get your shoulders in gear and get a good workout, go on ahead and catch you some reef donkeys. Let me see if he's got any of the here's the yellowtail right here. Same boss man, Daniel McLean. That's a nice little flag yellowtail right there, man. Having some fun. Getting some dinner in the boat, yellowtail tacos, whatever you want. Here we go. Again, Marlo Kennedy with an amberjack. I told you the amberjack are going off. So, not a giant, but hey, still a solid fish. Man, that thing's going to give you a run for your money, especially if you end up hooking it on light gear. What else? Reef, Billy Eisman, some decent stuff. 80 feet out of Fort Pierce, goggle eye chunks. Here we go. We got the mutton snapper, solid. That's a big old fat lane snapper, and you know the your typical usual suspects of mangrove snappers. So you know, solid little reef buffet, several few different types of snappers biting, right? So this is obviously the reef. You know, if you're struggling with the trolling, which it can be a slow time of year, go on ahead and go on that reef, get it done. Let me see what else. I know I saw another reef picture here. Hold on, bear with me. Yes, this is Michael. Also, this is Mr. I need the spotted trout instead of snook. He went out at night and ended up with a solid reef haul. We got the porgies, the yellowtails. Like I told you, yellowtails are hanging out. And remember, you're going to get a mix of cirrus mackerel in there with them. Looks like he brought home a squirrelfish. Hey, more power to you. So yeah, nice reef haul. Again, nothing like a mixed bag of snappers, porgies, and the ever so odd squirrelfish. Never really kept one of those. Never tried it. Here we go. Mike Long from up north in Vero, St. Lucie. So here we go. Right, nice gag grouper, and he made a joke. He told him stay right in that spot until May 1st. They'll come back and visit him. Yeah, so pretty funny, because it is what it is. All right, so that's our reef, right? We got. Oh, here's another question. So Gwen Verna asked a question. What in the world is this? So this is in the scad family, the same family as goggle eyes. This is not a goggle eye. This is a speedo. It's a bigger bait, just like those. You wahoo, kingfish, but everything will eat them. If you get them and you keep them, you can chunk them up. Mutton snapper, the yellowtails, you can butterfly them. Grouper will eat them. You throw them out live. Bigger dolphin, sailfish, the whole gamut. Cobia, amberjacks will eat them. So they're a great bait fish. But yes, so to answer the question, this is a speedo. And for a while they had disappeared. They weren't showing up. All right, so now we're going to start talking a little bit of pelagics, right? Let's see. What did you say? Joseph. Kenny Holiday. Closure proposed from Cape Canaveral, Florida. Cape Canaveral to the Florida state line in December, January, February, from what I've read. Hearings in Jacksonville, February 24th and 25th. Great. Oh, well, yep, I guess we'll all have to keep each other informed. If I see any inside info, I will, post it and keep everyone that, like I said, that's just insane. Oh, well. Greetings from Stuart. Hello. Welcome to the show, Frank. All right. Yes, back now we're heading offshore, right? We're going to talk a little bit of pelagics. We saw all that. This is a deep dropping fish. We had a question of, what is this? This is a Creole fish. It's not a snapper. It's I forget what family it's in, but it'll look like a vermilion snapper or a Toro, but it's not. It's called a Creole fish. Good eating, right? Throw that bad boy in the bucket if you're ever dropping out and you get one. Yes, offshore. Here we go. Michael again, Mr. Looking for this. He's all over the place. He's inshore. He's inshore. Swiping at the snooks left and right. Getting a little bit adventurous. He went out to the reef, pulled a nice box of fish off the reef, and here he is offshore. Getting the nice dolphin in the boat. Little mahi action. So he's definitely got a set of skills with few tricks for the bag of arsenals going on. Very good stuff. And nice little shot of the sunrise too. Love those pictures. All right, so offshore, right? So we talked a little bit about this moon phase, right? We had the moon phase and the water flow on our trite. Hello from Palmetto Bay, James, thanks for joining us. Wahoo bite, right? We had the moon. We had the water flow. Here is Jason Reese, Guggen the Pro Offshore YouTube channel. Very nice Wahoo. Picked this one off. He said he got him in about 400 feet. He said that he was finding blackfin tuna in around 270. He got the Wahoo out in 400, which is a little bit off the deep side of the reef. Lost a bigger one. Tightening drag. Yeah, it happens. All bites on pink and white zoom witch, flash witch, and pink Nidus strip. So that's his secret to success, is using the Nidus strips. Keep on keeping on. Pedro, told you there was a Wahoo bite. Pedro got a nice one too. So hey, you know, and like I said, I just through everybody else's feeds and watching the charter boats, people were picking off Wahoo. I didn't see any giants really this weekend in the local area. They're all about this size, you know, in the double digit range, but not much, nothing really much over 20 to 30 pounds. But hey, still solid fish, great on the dinner table, no matter how you want to fix them. All right, David Schnall out of Jupiter. Okay, so this is a deep reef, deep dropping picture, right? We got a mutton snapper, we got a boatload of kingfish right here, and it looks like he went out there and did some deep dropping for the vermilions and landed right on top of them. So great day, great set of fish, several different species, several different flavors going home, and really getting some nice food there, man. Excellent haul. All right, let's see what else we got. Chris Junk last week got several blackfin tunas, and so look at these tunas. These blackfins that he got are not the little footballs, man. He ran into the mother load of big ones. I know typically, the bigger ones start showing up in May. Last year they hung out for quite a while. Hopefully they'll do the same, and they're starting to show up. But this is some solid blackfin tuna fishing. There's more of our amberjack. Jason Reese, like he said, he was catching the again, Guggen the Pro Offshore YouTube channel. Check him out. Tons of knowledge, fun videos. Great guy. Caught these. He was saying, the blackfin tuna are in 270. So obviously he's holding his hands out. You can see the size of his hand. He's doing the little. Look at my. So this is obviously the littler one, but hey, blackfin is blackfin. Still great eats, right? So between blackfin and the Wahoo, you got he was hitting it. Jay, couple of looks like Spanish mackerel and mahi, and I told him, hey, awesome, you found him, and then he obviously wrote me back and said, yeah, in the Bahamas. So hey, still catch is a catch, right? All right, let's see what else we got. And this is red snapper, I believe. Looks like it. I don't think it's a yellow eye. Could be a. Then again, I could be completely wrong. This is Billy Bob. He sent me in a fish with its eye popped out, and looks like it had a rough ride on the way up. I believe it's a red snapper. I could be wrong. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we got, right? We got lots of fish biting. The like I said, this weekend with that moon phase and the tide flow, everything was going on. So that is our fishing report, right? We got some good stuff. The Wahoo bite obviously was spot on because of this moon. The February full moon did not disappoint. Over the reef, we got all the species of snapper. They're chewing, right? The trolling is a little slow, right? So if you're hanging out over the deep ledge of the reef, in between 100 feet, 300 feet, it's hit or miss. Like I told you, I was out there and I didn't get a bite over the reef. I didn't get a bite dropping for tilefish. I was like, yeah, we got lucky with the skipjack. So I would say they're probably swimming out there around with the blackfin too. And so we got blackfin, scattered mahi, and we're waiting for May for the grouper season to open. And inshore, of course, the Jack Crevel. I spoke with someone. He was saying he wasn't even casting. I was just dropping straight down with a chicken rig and catching 2 at a time. So that's what we've got going on for our fishing report, right, folks? Get out there and catch them up if you can. We'll see what's going to happen here with our weather. I know it's warm. It's only going to get warmer as the week progresses. And towards the end of the week, it's going to start getting windy. We got a front coming early next week. All right, so let's jump right on into our weather report and keep on keeping on. See what we got going on here. We're going to start out with windy, right, folks? So as we go through this, if you are new to the show and you haven't checked out or you don't know any of these resources, all of these websites I'm going to go through are available in the description. Just click on the link, copy the link, paste it, and go ahead. The way windy works is you see these different color-coded patterns when it comes. This is the wind chart right down here, and down here is your wind in miles per hour. So if we see like green right here, you see green is somewhere in between the 10 to 20 miles an hour. Now, on a computer, you can also kind of zoom in and click on any spot, and it will tell you in knots what direction and how many knots that wind is blowing. Okay, so that's how windy works. It's good. And again, these are just forecasts, and it will change as time goes on. So let's start doing this, right? This is right now. Let's look at tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, we got a southeast wind. It looks like it's ripping. Looks like it's going to be that 13, 14 from the southeast. So, you know, it's going to, the southeast wind is what's going to keep our air warming up. The wind from the south this time of year is what makes us hot. And in the summertime, the wind from the west blows over the hot land, keeps us, you know, well into the 90s. Alrighty, so yeah, we got southeast wind as we go further north towards Palm Bay, Vero Beach. Starts heading a little bit more southwest. So whole west coast is pretty much getting ripped straight from the south. So we'll see what that's going to do with their waves. The Keys is taking it sort of straight on all the way from the upper Keys to the lower Keys. They're taking a head on, and that's which way the waves will be coming towards them. That's tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon doesn't seem to let up at all throughout the whole state. So we're looking at some wind going on, right? Thursday morning, 8 a.m. It looks a little bit less than it was the day before, but we're still, let's check out, you know, Palm Beach area. Here's Boca Boynton. We're looking at 12 knots from the south. So the wind is going to be ripping, folks. It's going to start pulling. Like I said, I hope you know we got the fishing out of our system this whole week. And the further north up you go, like I said, up further north, it starts heading more southwesterly. Might create a swell, but further down south, I'm not so sure about it. We'll check the waves here in a minute and period and everything. All right, so Thursday afternoon, 5 p.m. It seems to let up a little bit in the Miami area, but that doesn't necessarily, and the lower Keys, right? On the Gulf side, tends to let up, but that just because you have a lessening of wind in a short amount of time doesn't mean that the ocean is going to say, okay, fine, I'm going to go flat. All right, Friday, we'll do 7 a.m. Our wind has changed from the northeast. So we might have a bit of shift in the ongoings of what's going to happen with our waves. And as like I said, as we head in further towards the beginning of next week, we're going to get real windy. But Friday might be something promising, especially here on the West Coast. Your inshore, you know, your state waters will have calmed down a little bit down in Everglades National Park and 10,000 Islands. Further up. And then down throughout the Keys, you've got the wind kind of giving a crosswind, almost like it's coming straight from the east, which can bring in storms and make your waves, create a bunch of chop down there. All right, Friday afternoon, not much changes, and it looks like we got a wind event going on up north. So Vero Beach, Fort Pierce looks like they're going to be getting it. We got a little bit of a lull right here in the Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach area, Miami. It's looking fairly breezy for the rest of the week, to be honest with you at this point. Saturday morning, Yeah, the fan seems to turn back on. Yeah, we're ripping, right? So we're going to be 16 knots from the southeast. So yeah, it's looking fairly windy for the remainder of the week and picking up on the weekends, right? So let's see, Saturday afternoon, it's still the same thing. The keys are actually elevated, something going on there. Sunday, we're probably looking at, escalation. Let's look at Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Wind strong from the south, and as that front is going to approach. So we've got high pressure over us right now, but as Sunday rolls through, this front will be the one that will actually probably, get down to us, give us some wind, give us some rain. Sunday afternoon, looks like it calms down in the, Straits of Florida, down in the Keys, get a little bit of a break, but that's right ahead of the front as it passes through. You can see it here about mid-Florida. Monday morning, the front seems like it's taking its sweet old time, right? So it's going to probably stall and give us some wind and stuff. And here comes the north. It'll be northeast, northwestish wind, and after that, that'll create that swell. So Monday afternoon, here comes that northeast wind, so we'll probably be looking at getting the swell going on earlier in the week. Tuesday, the winds shift, the front has gone by, our winds are from the northeast. Tuesday afternoon, same thing. So we're looking fairly windy, and as we get this as the front goes by, we'll see about if it's going to send a swell in. All right, so let's look at our waves, right? So this is tomorrow morning. Again, windy, right? Use your color-coded chart, or if you're on a computer, you can click anywhere, and it'll tell you what the wave heights are and what direction and what period they are. Or you can just kind of look down here and guess. Like over here, if you look, this lighter color is less than 1 foot. If you look here in the Tri-County area, you're looking at, 2 to 4, 3 to 5, or again, just click on it and it'll tell you we got 4 foot waves from the east at a period of 6 seconds. So they're kind of, it's not really a swell, not at all. 6 second period is kind of close. And it's 4 footers. So, heading out there, then again, right, folks, if you're in your local area, these things could be wrong. You'll want to take a look at your inlet cams, your beach cams, whatever resources you have that can, give you a real-time view of what's going on. Is the inlet looking treacherous? Are you going to make it out? Are you in a smaller vessel? So, just take these forecasts for what they're worth, but always look at the reality of it, right? So this is tomorrow morning, looking at 2 to 4, solid 2 to 4, bumpy 2 to 4. Tomorrow afternoon, doesn't look like it's calming down at all either. The West Coast, Tampa Bay, all you guys are always on the winning side because you're in 3 inches of water. All the way up the coast, you got this southeast waves coming. Like I said, 4 foot, 5 second period. So it's only picking up as the afternoon wanes in tomorrow, right, folks? Yeah. So let's look here Thursday morning, see if we can get any good news for the remainder of the week. We'll look at 7 a.m. It's not, Biscayne Bay, the lower keys, the upper keys. Inshore is going to be bumpy and choppy, but not deadly, 3 foot is inshore at 4 seconds. A 3 foot wave at 4 seconds is very sporty. Here Fort Lauderdale, BOCA, 3 foot at 5 seconds. Just north of Palm Beach in the Tequesta area, 3 foot at 5 seconds. So it's sporty out there starting from today. It's only going to start picking up, right? That's Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon. Let's up a little bit in the afternoon. Looks like we're down to 2 foot at a 5 second period. So the afternoon might be a little less gnarly out there. But as you head further up north, right, inshore, Vero Beach, you still got 3 foot at a 5 second period. So it's choppy all the way up there. Regardless of what the wind's saying, our waves look like they're coming from the southeast. All right. Friday morning, 7 a.m. Friday looks like a nice day in the morning time, right? So let's check this out. We'll look at this. We've got 2 foot at a 5-second period. Not exactly flat, but definitely doable. So Friday is looking like the day if you have that availability to get out there and do it. For Friday morning, right? So this is ahead of this front. So we're talking about, literally, quite literally, the calm before the storm. So let's check out Friday afternoon. Starts. It's still the same thing. 2 foot at 5-second period. Starts coming from the northeast, and of course, there we have our major water push in front of that front. So it will be short-lived, and obviously, 10,000 islands. Marco Island, Biscayne National Park. It's all Everglades National Park. I'm sorry. That's again a foot of water, so they're always, it's always flat. Tampa Bay obviously is protected estuary, so you can still get out there and do some pier fishing on the west coast. The east coast, Friday is the day if you're going to do it. I would say get out there early and set the alarm clock and get out there and do it. Saturday morning, and here comes the swell from the northeast. 6 foot at 7 seconds in the Boca Raton area. So yeah. And down in the Keys, you got 4 foot. So yeah, starting Friday, the wind is picking up, the swell is coming in, and it's going to be a close period. So look at Friday afternoon. It lets up a little bit, but we still, it's still rocking and rolling out there. 6 foot at 7-second period. So I would say, that's Saturday afternoon, 5 p.m. Friday morning. You're looking like you're getting a little bit of a break for a short period of time. Get out there and do it, get it done, and get back in safe before the water push starts coming. Sunday, we've got our waves start heading back from the southeast. This is ahead of the front. We saw the wind heading from the southeast. We're looking at 6 foot still. Yeah, so that's what they're saying. So it's going to be big, bumpy, everything the whole weekend. Sunday afternoon looks like it starts calming down a little bit in the Keys, right? We'll check out around the Marathon. 2 foot at 4-second period. So, the Keys get a little bit of break on Sunday. Down here in the lower Keys, yeah, that's Key West. The upper Keys, the inland waters, you got to get out to the Reef, right? And that's when you're in 3 foot at 5 seconds. So it'll be a little sporty out there. But definitely, more doable down south. Up north, the further up north we go, obviously it's getting bigger with the incoming front. Monday, as the front is coming, let's look at a 7 a.m., right? Monday, Keys are obviously definitely looking like a good thing. Little chop, but not much. Looking like a good day off the Keys Monday morning. Further north you go as you head up into, from Miami, obviously. Biscayne Bay is looking good, but the further we head up the coast into, the Palm Beaches, it's starting to pick up and get back there. We got a 4 foot wave at 4-second period. It looks like a confused sea too. So, just be wary about that. So it doesn't let up much. The weekend, the fan turns on and the waves start coming. Monday afternoon, it's getting a little bit thicker too, and more water's coming, and this obviously is with the front. Tuesday morning, let's look at Tuesday morning. The Keys are still, looking not too bad. Everglades National Park, the lake flat. Tampa Bay, good to go. So, all this, the West Coast is obviously having a great week. Inshore on their state waters. The East Coast is taking a beating. And then let's look Tuesday afternoon. Still, let's just for giggles. So, it's going to be bumpy starting, Friday is the day. If you're trying to get out Friday looks like the day according to what Wendy is saying right now. Let's look at Wednesday just to see what's happening. Not much. Yeah. Anyway, Friday, right? According to Wendy, let's look at our rain, see what's going to happen. It's pretty dry right now. and it's probably going to stay that way. Let's look at tomorrow morning. Dry, right? Ahead of the front. The only chance of really, increased weather activity, rain or anything, is going to be come the weekend. Wednesday afternoon, dry, nothing really happening, just a little moisture, maybe a chance of, a few drops of rain, nothing much. Thursday morning, dry. Thursday afternoon, dry. Well, a little bit of stuff ahead of the front. This is Friday. Let's look. Friday morning, of course, ahead of the front, and we saw that wind starting to kick up because of the approaching front. But Friday would be that day to get out there in the morning, right? So, might be a shower or two offshore, but nothing really bad, especially further down south. Let's see, Friday afternoon, a little bit of rain heading down the coast. So Friday is looking like an elevated chance of rain up in, north of Vero in the afternoon. Not much as we get down towards Palm Beach County and, the Fort Lauderdale, Miami looking dry. Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Here comes our front. We're going to have some activity. The front will actually be more Sunday-ish. So there's a little bit of moisture in the air. Like I said, the chance of seeing more rain is as the weekend approaches. Saturday afternoon, same thing, offshore, up north, Daytona. Sunday, we are ahead of the front, so we'll look at 7 a.m. A little bit of moisture, not much going on, a little bit fairly dry all day. Sunday afternoon, here comes the front, right? So here's our front. That's where we're going to see, as it passes through overnight and into Monday morning. So Monday morning, the front has, come and gone, and that's when we start seeing, the fan turn off. Sunday is going to be the biggest day of the waves and the wind factor and all that stuff. And that's what's happening with that. Monday afternoon, the front has pretty much dissipated and the chance of rain is pretty much gone. Heading into Tuesday morning, dried out air, dried out atmosphere following the front. And again, when I say front, I don't think it's going to cool down very much. We're looking at Tuesday 8 a.m. We're looking at 70 degrees in Palm Beach. So let's see what it says Monday. 64 in the morning for Palm Beach. So it's not really it's gonna cool it down because we're gonna be in the mid to upper 80s over the next coming few days. So it'll be a nice little refresher. Tuesday afternoon, some moisture in the air, not much. All right, so that is windy. So let's go over and look at the numeric version of what in the world is happening with our weather over the next few days. This is going to be from WindFinder. So Wednesday, right, southeast wind, mid-teens, not very gusty at all, dry conditions. Again, we've got our waves coming from the northeast and then shifting to the east. 3 to 4 foot seas, 8-second period, 7-second period, kind of increasing. So tomorrow, today was kind of the day where you had 2 foot seas. The rest of the week and into Friday will be that next opportunity. And then after that, it kind of, we're kind of shut down for a few days. So Thursday, again, southeast winds, mid-teens, a little slightly gusty, but not bad. 4 to 5 foot waves, 6-second period. So, that's not really friendly seas out there. Come Friday, the wind dies down in the middle of the night and slowly, gradually picks up as the day progresses. A little bit of moisture, but not much of a chance. More of a chance of rain that day than there were in the past days, but not much. 2 foot seas, 2 to 3 foot seas, 8-second period. So, Friday, like we saw from windy, is the day to get out there and do it. Saturday, Sunday, winds from the south, from the east, turning to the south, and then back to the southwest. as our front approaches later in the night, Sunday. Definitely look at this, mid to upper teens, gusts into the 20s, picking up, getting worse Sunday than it is Saturday. The northeast waves start coming, building from 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 foot on Sunday, 6-second period. So that's definitely, you're looking at some big, very sporty seas out there. If you're into that sort of stuff, go out there and have fun, get wet, and try and catch sailfish. Tuesday, Monday, the front is, passing through as the front passes through overnight. And then our wind shifts to the northeast and then back to the east. Lower winds during the night Monday into the early morning, and then starts to pick up into the mid to higher teens, and it stays in the low double digits throughout Tuesday. The seas are looking like 3 to 4 foot seas both days, 7-second period. So the waves will be coming from the northeast. So it's trying to form a swell, but it's not. They're going to be a little close. So again, keep an eye out. Look at your beach cams and see, is it a swell? If it is, hey, get out there and do it. Just be careful going through the inlets. So that's windy. Let's take a look now at what NOAA is saying. The feds. No, by the way, no news from the feds. No closures. They have not closed down tilefish yet, which is good. Still get out there and get them, but it's rough fishing, right? It's from what everybody's saying, the golden tilefish is not a spectacular season right now, so I'm kind of glad they shut it down. All right, tomorrow, southeast winds 10 to 15, gusts up to 20, 3 to 4 foot seas. Yeah, it's kind of jiving with what we've seen. Thursday, same thing, south winds 10 to 15, seas 2 to 3 foot seas, 7-second period. Friday is the day, like we said, 5 to 10 knots, seas around 2 feet. So Friday is your day. If you have the chance to get out, Friday is going to be your day. Saturday through Sunday, south winds 15 to 20, gusts up to 25, seas 4 to 6 feet. So it's done after Friday afternoon. All right, now let's go over the moon phase. So this past week, the moon phase was on our side, man. These few days before the full moon, the Wahoo bite was on. All right, so here we go. Today we are waxing, right? So again, when it comes to your moon, waxing means we are heading towards the full moon. Waning means we are heading away from it towards the new moon. Okay, so right now today we're at 99%, which means sometime tonight, tomorrow, we are at full moon. Okay, so that's Wednesday. Thursday, again, 99% waning. We're heading towards the new moon. Friday, the day to get out, another Wahoo day. A couple of days after that full moon, you're at 96%. So definitely, if you're thinking about doing it, remember they were hanging out a little deep. They're hit or miss. They're not giants, but they're a Wahoo's a Wahoo, right, folks? All right, this is Saturday, 91%, Sunday, 84%, Monday, 77%, and Tuesday, 69%. So probably mid next week will be half moon, looking at the week after, looking at the new moon, which means that's the time to go out there, and the pelagics should be biting a little better. The reef fish should be biting a little better, get that bite on, because the bait fish will have a chance to go and hide where there's no moon. They're not being seen in the shadows. The bait fishermen can go out there and get their goggles on it and get that nighttime bait fishing going on. But this is what we're looking at. We're still on the other side of the moon. We're still pardon me, we're on the bright side of the moon, which is good. And if it holds to the way it was this week, that Wahoo bite will hopefully stick around. And if you can get out there Friday and get her done, do it. All right, now let's look at our tide charts. So we had the tides on our side this past week, which means this coming week we won't, because they shift like that. Remember, tides flow in 12-hour increments, right? 12 hours of a rising tide, 12 hours of a falling tide. Tides are very important when it comes to fishing inlets. If you fish an inlet, if you're a land-based fisherman fishing the jetty, I'm not talking about fishing up the beach. I always prefer the outgoing tide regardless, but if you're fishing the inlet, right? If you're trolling by it, looking for that bite of that water flow, if you're jigging out in front of it, if you're bottom fishing, reef fishing out in front of it, if you're drifting for muttons out in front of it, if you're fishing off the jetty, definitely you always need the outgoing tide. If you are fishing the incoming tide at an inlet, you are going to catch nothing. It's that simple. The way it works is the outgoing tide pushes all the little microorganisms, phytoplankton, everything that little bait fish come in and they eat, and then the bigger fish come in and eat the bait fish. That's the cycle of life. We explain this every week, and there's no way ever to hit up everyone with it possibly, which is why I sound like a broken record repeating myself. So let's look at this. Tomorrow we are on incoming tide. Come about just before 8 o'clock, tide starts going out. So, mid morning, you got some great water flow, but again, we're looking at some bumpy seas over the next couple of days. So, mid morning is the time to get out. If you're going to do land-based fishing, whatever you might want to do, go on ahead and get out there and do it. Friday, the tide changes at 9 o'clock, right? So come midday, when the fish tend to scatter over the reef and the bite turns off, is when your water will be flowing out. So it's, like I said, the tide is not on your side this week, so I wouldn't count on it. However, just to have that water flow is good. But fishing the inlet is not ideal for either. The afternoon, as you can see, tide's coming in, and in the morning, the tide's coming in. So the tides are not on your side, but the moon is. So, hey, there we go. What are you going to do? Win some, lose some. All right, folks, that about does it. We're going to get ready and sign off. Before we leave, though, a little shameless self-plug right here. If you're in the market for some fishing gear, right? Some fishing apparel, especially UPF 50 shirts, go to WindRider. The link is in the description. Check out the shirts from WindRider. They are our sponsor. We got South Florida Saltwater Fishing shirts. The logos on them. We actually had Pedro wearing his. Let me show him off again, because bear with me while I'm plugging it here to just show you that, hey, here he is right here. Look at that. Best photo of the group. See, definitely, and he got it all bloody. So the good thing about these shirts is they don't really stain, man. I've been looked like I was in a butcher shop before. So yeah, South Florida Saltwater Fishing shirts, UPF 50. They dry quick. They keep you warm in the winter, keep you cool in the summer. They come with hoods. You can get them with gaiters. You can get them without the gaiter, just a hood. You can get them with no hood. You can get them just the plain old shirt like you saw Pedro was wearing just there. Yeah, like these ones, right? You can get the logo on the front. You can get the logo on the back. Several colors to choose from. All that goodness. So again, if you are in the market for one of them fishing shirts that you see everybody wearing, you go, man, where do I get that from? Here's where you get it from. WindRider. All right, folks. Before we sign off, I just want to invite everybody. If you are on Facebook, join the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. This is the group. It's a group on Facebook. The front page of it looks like this, says South Florida Saltwater Fishing, just doesn't have the date on it. This is it right here, but of course this blue strip, wait, hold on, let me share it so that you all can see what I'm talking about. This South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report looks like this minus the date, right? Yeah, I know, I just realized. Thanks. By the way, how do you remove? Did you wash it and dry it already? Because if you wash it and dried it, that blood's on there. When I spray and wash, takes it right off. Yes, I'm taking it out again. There you go. Yeah, do it. Yeah, spray and wash. But if you've already washed it and dried it, and the blood's it's on there. And again, all right. Yes. Good luck Friday. Are you going for Wahoo? South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. You cannot see the report down here because I'm the administrator and this blue strip covers it. Again, this is the report that fuels that. Good luck for the Wahoo, boss. It's I hope you get them again. I hope you get that smoker that you're looking for. But I'll be honest with you, all the ones that I've seen really are Wahoo in the boat, baby. They're in that range, that the one that you caught. Again, join the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report group. Every Monday, I put out a little thing that says, hey, show your catches. If you post a picture, right, you're guaranteed to be showcased on the show with your catch. You want to say a little bit about it, give a little bit of insider information, hey, more power to you. It's a small community. This is a private group. We're not having bots and letting everybody gather people's personal information and their friends and stuff. So yes, join the group. Ask to join the group. It's a couple quick questions. What's your favorite fish to catch, and do you agree with the rules? The rules are simple, guys. We all know this, right? No YouTube videos, no spamming, no selling, no nothing like that. Obviously you can hit me up if you've got something like that. And I'm a pretty lenient guy. I don't want to be that mercenary dude. I just, I really do this to protect everybody from bots is why it's a private group. And again, friendly. I do promote YouTube channels and charter boat fishermen. As you can see, Neil Link, Palm Beach Charters, Ryan Palmer, he'll post periodically. He's down off Fort Lauderdale. There's, you see Jason Reese. He's got his YouTube channel, Guggen the Pro. We got Pedro. Pedro's got his own Facebook page that you can join too. Again, another little private group of like-minded fishermen. So again, this is the Facebook group. This page fuels this live stream every week. And again, you have the chance to be the poster child. That will be that'll be the thumbnail for this live stream as it goes up. All right, folks, that about does it for this episode. Hopefully you can get out Friday and get it done. And if not, like I said, it's going to be a bit sporty out there, but I'm sure, everybody's maybe the forecasts will be totally wrong. And, they lie. Sometimes they do. All right, folks, what the hell is that? Anyway, till next Tuesday, South Florida Saltwater Fishing. Going wherever the cool wind takes us.